ask a few more questions here as we hopefully recess. Africa is a mineral-rich, resource-rich continent. Is that correct?
Yes, Chairman.
Okay, and you can leave the microphone on. Which are there success stories for the citizens of African countries when these larger, more prosperous nations or companies from more prosperous areas come in and exploit these minerals? What I'm asking is, does it ever redound to the benefit of the citizens there in Africa?
Greetings, families. Welcome back once again. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm sure you enjoy the first intro of this video. That was not the reason why I'm making this video. It's just coincidence. YouTube recommended it and I couldn't stop laughing. My throat has started hurting again. I must warn you because it can go off at any time. Africa is a rich country, isn't it? Rich continent. So what are the success stories from Africa that General, you can tell us? What are they? Right now, it's between China, Russia, and Africa. You know the stories. Before then, let's go to the main reason why I'm making this video. Niger Minister of Finance is in Washington, U.S. for business meeting, World Bank, and the rest. Families listen, and I'll be back. Thank you for your time.
Here, the Prime Minister, Minister of Economy and Finance, arrived in Washington this Monday for a working visit accompanied by an important delegation. Ali Mohamed Lamouzen will participate in the spring meetings of the World Bank and the IMF and will engage with Niger's partners. Special report from Baramuti Usman Sanyabdu.
The Prime Minister, Minister of Economy and Finance, Ali Mohamed Lamouzen, arrived in Washington at 7:45 p.m. local time on this Monday, April 21st, 2025, under a light rain. He thus begins a multi-day working visit on American soil. The Prime Minister is leading an important delegation composed of Usman Hama Mamadou, Chief of Staff of the Prime Minister, Hama Mamadou, Special Advisor to the Prime Minister, Mamadou Ndawane Abdraman, National Director of the BICAO for Niger, Basu Rudogari, Director General of Economy and Reforms at the Ministry of Economy and Finance, Mamadou Ben Logarbo Hama, Director General of Planning and Development Programming at the Ministry of Economy and Finance. This important delegation will participate in the spring meetings of the World Bank Group and the International Monetary Fund, IMF. The 2025 spring meetings of the World Bank Group and the International Monetary Fund, IMF, in which the high-level Nigerian delegation participates, includes the meeting of the Development Committee of the International Monetary and Financial Committee, as well as forums focused on development alongside central bank officials, finance and development ministers, private sector leaders, civil society actors, and academics to discuss the global economic situation and issues of international scope. These gatherings represent exceptional forums for discussion on the development of economic policies, employment, the most reliable way to combat poverty and make progress. Prosperity will be at the heart of discussions between experts and other international financial dignitaries. The Prime Minister, Minister of Economy and Finance, Ali Mamadou Amizel, will also meet with several personalities during the day and partners of Niger within the framework of diversifying partners and in the spirit of national sovereignty.
2 months after.
Thank you so much, families, for listening. It's just a coincidence that the Niger minister was there and I found this video. Always they talk about Africa, and when they talk about Africa, there was a lot about Russia, how Russia is manipulating Africans, Africa leaders, because we are empty-headed. We don't understand the game, and they understand it more. Families, please listen to more, and I'll be back. Thank you for your time.
Benefited substantially.
Not on China's behalf. Not on China's behalf. Just what happened in Zambia when they had the spillage into the river that services 5 million people. There's just these mining concessions. It just doesn't turn out real well for the African countries.
And do the countries that are receiving entreaties from the Belt and Road Initiative, are they more and more mindful of that now and therefore reluctant?
Yes, and that's where we need to be able to do information operations to illuminate some of the irregularities and some of the malign type activities of the Chinese in African countries.
Information and narratives are power then, aren't they?
Absolutely. And as I said a few minutes ago, and I always will tout this, that we own the facts. We own the facts. We know exactly what the Chinese Communist Party is doing, and to some degree what the Russian Federation is doing in their propaganda operations. But we don't own the narrative. Both of them own the narrative.
We sure don't. One more thing for you, General Langley. The approach that we have had with USAID and the other things like the President's Initiative on AIDS, how does our U.S. approach compare and contrast to the approach of Russia in Africa and also Communist China in Africa?
Now I just realized the reason why I do not listen to things like this, because even though it makes me laugh, it just annoyed me at the same time. So they still call China communist country. The superpower, you mean communist country. They have everything that you don't have. They produce everything you don't produce. You still call them. They still think they have the power. They have the upper hand. And they want Trump, President Trump, to bring back the foreign aid.
Chairman, we've always had the lead. So what you're seeing in those two competitors or challengers, they're following in our wake. They see what works as far as our influence and deepening partnerships through those soft powers, whether it be health diplomacy or whether it be in development type programs. So they're following in our wake, trying to replicate what we do best. And I think the African countries know this, and so this is where, as we start to look at going forward, as State Department starts to reset these programs, looking at what worked and what didn't work, and doubling down on what does work. I think we have enough capital built up in these countries for them to ensure their stabilization and also prosperity. The other two competitors are just trying to replicate what we do best.
I can imagine a situation, though, in which the ruling elite of a country is receiving gratuities on the side that inure to the benefit of the strongman leader and not to the populace of the country. Does that sort of corruption and bribery go on with regard to the Belt and Road?
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Tory and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime. There's a number of examples across. Even in Sudan, what's going on with the rapid support forces and Burhan of the Sudan forces, when you get down to it, it's all about the revenue that can be drawn out of that. And there are nefarious actors in the CCP or in sometimes Russia are complicit in in those activities.
Okay, well, you can't imagine how frustrating it seems to me that this mineral-rich continent has not been able to move to a utilization of the resources to benefit the people there. After all this time, it's a puzzle that we haven't unwound. Let me see if I can move to General Cavoli and then.
He mentioned if some of the elite still collect bribes, and he was using a term. I played it several times before I got what he was saying. If they still take bribes, so they can bribe them. Did you hear Burkina Faso in it? What China is doing? I'm sure they said more about Burkina Faso in this because it's 2 hours and I couldn't listen to it all. What did Burkina Faso do in their meeting? Because right now, Burkina Faso want to use gold and they don't believe them because the gold they have, they are using it to exchange for weapons they don't have enough. Because you people have come there and dig it years and years. And what have you done? What are the success stories of USA in Africa? Some of us can count them. I don't know what to make about this, but sometimes it's just like, yes, it's documentary. So let me add this because I remember last year I did, if not last year, it will be 2 years. I reacted on one of their meetings when they said Africa use China as Amazon magazine. Whatever they want, they call Amazon, deliver it. Please leave comment about all this, what benefit, sources benefit that America left in the soil of Africa. They are still planning how to come back at all costs because they know that China and Russia being in Africa, mineral-rich resources, Africa continent, it means they have the upper hand. So what they can do to grab that from the hands of Russia and China so they can keep quiet, they will do it. And they will do anything to get their hands on. Thank you so much, families. Well, credit to U.S. Africa Command. Yes, even the command itself, it means a lot. You can twist it around. It means a lot. U.S. Africa Command. I think I said it right. Credit to ORTM, credit to RTN, Sahel Info for sharing this information with us. And I hope the minister visit to Washington will not be like tangle himself in any spider webs that he cannot untangle it. That's all I wish for him. He knows what they are doing. I mean, they know what they are doing. So all the best to them because some of us, we want them to run away from all this altogether. So I'll be following and see the outcome of it. And I'll be here to share it with you. Thank you so much. God bless you all, my returning families, my viewers, those who are passing by, my VIPs, my kids and queens. God bless you. Thank you so, so much for your time, your support, your encouragement. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.